Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Journey's Classroom. It's been a while, but I've got something special for you today. We're not going to look at some animals today. We're going to look at something new. What could it be? What could it be? Let's take a look and see, shall we? Now, the first thing you'll probably notice is that it's night out here. And in Journey's Classroom, we don't generally have school at night, do we? Because that's not the proper place. But here is our next hint. We've got, well, that's a little too easy. We've got firework stars, rockets, and a dispenser. I think you guys know exactly what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about fireworks. And honestly, they are one of my most favorite things in Minecraft because they're just limitless possibilities for them. But setting them off inside a school is not a great idea. In fact, it's pretty horrible. So we're going to head outside to where we've got a beautiful, clear night to set off our fireworks. Now, I don't know what your school has behind it, but our school has a farm full of animals from before. You may remember some of these guys in our animal testing episode. And over here, where they previously tested their ability to fly, we have got a small firework range set up, just so we can try out some of the fireworks that we've got. So the first thing we should talk about is probably what fireworks are used for. And what they're most famous use for in Minecraft is flying. Let's grab a couple of this. There we go. We're going to make some simple flight fireworks. And all you need for that is one paper and one gunpowder to make 3 rockets. Now let's go to some survival mode here so that, oops. Okay, so that you can see me fly. And here we go. Look at this. This is my favorite way to get around in the game. Soaring through the air, looking down on all your builds, exploring freely, getting there fast. And nothing but phantoms can attack you in the sky, and even they can't keep up, so you're pretty safe. And I'm getting better at flying, I think. So there's your first use for fireworks. Simple flight. Now, let's look at some of the other options here. Let's put some more gunpowder in. Let's add gunpowder. See, now it says flight duration 2 and 3. You can actually create firework rockets that allow you to fly longer. Personally, I don't find that feature particularly useful. I almost always use Firework Rocket 1. Gives you more control. And if you're flying up, then you're gliding down anyway, so you're going to last a while. But what about the other types? You see, I've got a lot of stuff in this box here, and all of this stuff is going to be useful today. We're going to start with gunpowder again. This time we're going to add a color. And I'm going to show you what we can create now. This is called a firework star. And this is what is the power behind your firework. This is what's going to make it customizable and special. Because you can combine all kinds of things when you make the firework star and get different results. We're going to start with the normal rocket, and then we're going to put in a firework star. And the difference here is, actually, you're going to need some basic ones in order to test it against. Here we go. So here's a flight rocket and a firework rocket. We'll put one each in the launchers so that you can see what they look like. And then we're going to back up. So the difference between a flight rocket and one with a firework star. Boop. Boom. Look at that big explosion there. That nice bright color. That's your key difference. But I mentioned these are not for flying, and here's why. Watch my health bar. I'm going to try flying with fireworks. Boom. Look at that. 3 hearts damage from flying with that thing. Sure, it's cool making the trail of lights in the sky behind you, but do you really want to blow yourself up in the air? It's not an efficient way to get around. It's not a healthy way to get around. Let's face it. So the next thing I want to talk about is your options for how to set these things off. Because there are options for this. As with everything else involved in fireworks, they're really customizable. All right, so let's get the stuff to build a few more. And we're just going to go with cyan again. I guess this is our test color today. And we've got to turn those into rockets. Paper, gunpowder, really doesn't matter what order those are in. There we go, we got 12 of them. Now you've seen me set things off using the dispensers already, but there are a couple more options as well. You could set them off just with your hand. In my case, I'm on a computer, so I just look down and right click and boom, there they go. And if you put them in your offhand, that's important, offhand, you can actually load them into a crossbow. Look at this. Boom. How cool is that? And the reason that's useful, aside from putting on a show, is this down here. Look at this. Oh, it's not very accurate, but that is an explosive attack. And maybe there's a time when you're going to want to build a farm or get involved in some kind of combat in the game, and you're going to need explosives. And now this one, what do you think's happening? Look at that, 3. This crossbow is actually enchanted with multi-shot. So it only uses 1 firework rocket from my inventory, but it fires 3. Pretty efficient. And hey, I mean, if you're making a light show on a budget, you can always just get a bunch of crossbows with different colored fireworks loaded into them and multi-shot, switch back and forth, and fire off the whole show by hand. Who knows? Maybe that's the way you want to go. It's important to note, though, that this does not work with a bow. No matter how good your bow is, you cannot load a firework into it. All right, let's put those away for now. The next thing we've got to talk about is how to make special fireworks, because this is where the real magic happens. This is where you can customize it in more ways than you can imagine. You've got all the colors and a whole lot of effects that you probably don't know about yet. Let's start off with a fire charge, because this is going to be probably the easiest one to notice right away. What did I forget here? Oh, color. All right. So we're going to use blue this time. Why not? We'll get ourselves a good variety by the end of the whole thing. So you start off by making some normal ones. That way we have a comparison. And now I'm going to make some with the fire charge included. Now in your inventory they look the same, but if you look at the text next to them, it says what they are. And now we're going to put those into rockets. Here's our, oops. I kind of got them all mixed up there. Whatever. All right. So here we're doing one with flight duration 1, the other one with flight duration 1. Because we do want to try to show you the difference between them as well. Now we're going to go flight duration 2, and we'll make a stack of each. Yeah. And then we're going to go up to flight duration 3. Because I want to be able to show you what the difference is in the heights these things produce, as well as the difference in, what they look like, whether you've got the fire charge in there or not. So here we go. We've got flight duration 1. I should probably only use one of those. Flight duration 2 and flight duration 3. So let's see what kind of difference that creates. Get some distance between us. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. 3 different heights. That's what the flight duration is all about, is how long it's going to fly before it explodes. I think that's pretty neat just in itself. Now let's compare the different sizes, or rather the different customizations here. So in one of these, I've got the normal firework, and in the other one, let's make sure, yep, light ball, light ball. So in one, I've got the normal firework, and in the other one, I've got the fire charge firework. Look at the size difference there. The fire charge firework is massive. And it's actually referred to as, I think, big ball or something like that. That's what the notation on it is. And it is a larger scale firework. And there we mix some together just to see what they look like. I think they're neat. So that's what a fire charge does. The next thing we're going to look at is a gold nugget and see what that does to our fireworks. We need to start with a standard firework star just for comparison. And then we got to create some special ones here by adding the fire nugget. See the star shape it mentions there now? That's going to be the difference. We're going to have our regular ones and our star shaped. So let's turn them into rockets, shall we? All right. Again, it doesn't matter what order you put these in. We're going to make it flight 2 just because I like to get them a little bit into the air before they blow up, just so you can see them better. Oh, I made too many of those. I misclicked. Ah, well, they'll come in handy later. So flight 2. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I'm going to load these into our dispenser thing again, just because I want you to see them blow up side by side so you can tell the difference. There's our ball magenta and our star-shaped magenta. So we're going to stand back and we're going to set them off together so you can get a look at what the difference is between them. Look at how much different that is. I think the star shape is beautiful. It really is. It makes a big difference. But that's not all. We have more customization to come because, oh, let's get rid of that color. Let's try a different color this time and some skulls. That's right, skulls. And because these are going to create something called a creeper-shaped firework, we're going to use creeper skulls. Okay, there's your standard again, but this time we're going to add a creeper skull. Look at that, creeper-shaped green. And you'll notice I use skeleton skulls. It doesn't matter what head you use. It could be a player head if you've got a mod for that, or it could be, you know, a creeper head, a zombie head, anything, and it will create it. So we're going to try these out now. Creeper shaped. You want to see what these do? These are cool. Boom, creeper in the sky. For once, an exploding creeper is a good thing. And we're not done yet. We've got more customizations to come. Let's get rid of those. Let's grab another color. And this time feathers. You wouldn't expect feathers to be useful. They're usually not. But here we go. Because with these, same recipe, you get burst. The burst option. And I'm going to make some normal ones too to go with the burst just so you can see what the difference is. All right. More gunpowder. And here we go. Now we're going to switch it up. Doop, doop, doop. Let's make a bunch of those. Meh. All right. And we're going to load them in here. So first we've got our small ball. And over here we've got our burst. So that you can see what the difference is between them again. Boop. And you can see that it is big difference, okay? It's not coming out in a ball shape. It's almost like a fountain shape because it's blowing up upwards rather than in a circle. Boom. I don't know, maybe that's a subtle difference. It's a lot more subtle than the star was, that's for sure. But again, it's another change, and the changes are good. That's what helps you customize it up. And I don't know if you've been to a real fireworks show, but usually you've got some good variety there. All right, so that's it for our shapes. The next thing we have is effects. And there's two kinds of effects you can add. Let's grab another color here. Pink. All right. Now, the things that cause effects are diamonds and glowstone dust. So, I mean, effects are kind of expensive, really. We'll start with the same thing, a basic ball. And then we're going to try with diamond. You get the trail. See, it says trail there under the item. Oh, wait, no, I already did that one. Okay. With the glowstone powder, so you get twinkle effect. So trail and twinkle. But here's the other cool thing is you can actually combine the two. You can have both, a trail and a twinkle. So you see what I mean about all the varieties you can get here? Because as long as you've got a shape on there, I mean, you've got so many shapes, you've got so many colors, and then you can add these effects afterwards, and you can even stack the effects. You can't stack the shapes because that would be kind of weird, having a creeper that exploded in a star shape wouldn't really work. But what we're trying here is we're going to get a nice cross section, a look at what makes these different from each other. These ones we're going to set off one at a time by hand so we can get a better look at them. Here, let's put the pink one first, then trail, twinkle, and then both of them together. All right, so up first we have just normal. Boom. Still pretty, but kind of bland compared to... Look at that. That's the trail effect. That is awesome. Next up we have twinkle effect. Look at how it sparkles like that. It's beautiful. And then combine the two. And just think, you could do that in any shape. I just did that in the ball shape, but you could do that in the big ball shape. You could do that in the creeper head shape. You could do that in the star shape. The possibilities are endless. Especially when you add in flight durations there. You can have it go off higher, lower. And I mean, let's see what happens when you combine different things together. So we've got the gold dot for the star shape. We got trail. We got twinkle. We're putting them all together on this one to see what it's going to look like. And again, we could change the height this goes at. I think these are going to look pretty special, though. There we go. 2 heights. And we're going to test them out. Look at this. You get the beautiful star shape, and you've got the twinkle. And you can kind of see the trailers, too. They're not as obvious because of the shape, but are you getting a handle on how many possibilities there are here? Like, this is just fundamentally amazing to me. All right, I'm going to show you how to make a quick redstone launcher. So we're going to make 2 observers look at each other. That means they're constantly updating each other, and it causes a little ticking to happen where they're each putting out a signal all the time. And then we're going to put our dispenser here, and let's turn it off. There we go. And I'll put another dispenser here. A little change of plans here. Let's make it so that one switch controls everything. We'll put some repeaters going in to a switch, and then there we go. That turns it all off at once, much quieter. And now we can start loading up the fireworks. Oh, okay, here we go. So the nice thing about dispensers is they randomly... Oh, I got some flight rockets mixed in here. Anyway, they randomly dispense from what's in their inventory. So you could put a whole bunch of different rockets in there, and it's not going to fire off blue, 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 blue. It's going to fire off blue, pink, red, green, whatever the variety is, which makes it easier to make a show. Now you could, use one dispenser for every color if you wanted to make it programmed and go exactly the way you want, but having that variety just works. All right, here we go. We've got everything in there. It's like it's New Year's Eve right now. Let's have ourselves a show. Look at that. All the effects are going off, all the different colored rockets, some creeper heads, some stars, some big balls, little balls, different heights, different colors. And this is a very basic launching system. Try it out for yourself. Try it out today. If you like what we've been doing here today, please give me a thumbs up and drop by to see me again sometime soon, because we are always coming up with something new here in Journey's Classroom. Bye!